going to need to have the work together, page 128 in your textbook, open to work on this problem. And you can share, if you want to share a textbook with your partner, because there's not a lot of room on these desks. Go ahead. Page 128. Okay, so we're going to do the work together 5-2 on page 128. And what we're doing is a bank reconciliation. I'll read the problem. Bank reconciliation and recording of a bank service charge. On July 29th of the current year, Deep Clean received a bank statement dated July 28th. The following information is obtained from the bank statement and from the records of the business. So, pieces of information that you need to pay attention to is you need to focus on the fact that this says the bank statement's balance, the fact that this says bank statement service charge, outstanding deposits, outstanding checks, and then the checkbook balance. Okay, these are all very important pieces of information. So we're going to start with number 1. Prepare a bank statement reconciliation and use the date of July 29th of the current year as the date. We're going to record the service charge on check stub number 106. And we're going to record the service charge in our general journal, page 14, and on memorandum number 44 as the source document. Okay, so our first thing, if we're looking at our bank statement reconciliation form, we see that on our bank statement reconciliation form, the very first thing is what date are we going to use. So in the problem it says we're going to do the bank statement on July 29th of the current year. So July 29th, 2016. The second piece says we're going to start on this left side, and this is where we're going to update our business records. And they said to use the balance on check stub number 106, correct. And so what did they say was the balance on check stub number 106? Pardon me? Right, it says $1,575. So we're to put that right here, $1,575.00. Then it says deduct bank charges. What did it tell us in the problem? It said that we had a bank service charge of $2. So we would put here service charge $2. And since it doesn't have any other service charges, you could have multiple service charges, but it doesn't have any other service charges, we're just going to bring this down to here, to our total of our bank service charges. So, what do you think you're going to do here? $15.75, you got $2. We're going to subtract. A, because it says deduct, okay? But B, if we were to just cognitively think about this, if the bank charges the service fee and our records indicate a certain balance, but we didn't deduct that already, then logically we would have to take that money away. So our balance after the service charge is going to be $1,573.00. Okay, so now our business records are, we have the updated numbers for our business records. Let's move over to updating the bank's records. And we simply start out with the very first thing, which it says balance on bank statement. So what does it say in the problem? What's the balance on the bank statement? What did you see, Matt? What's the balance on the bank statement? 1,528. Good. $1,528. Then we just keep going down. Okay, we're going to have add outstanding deposits. What does it say, Allie? What does it say the outstanding deposits are for this month?
July 28th.
Good. July 28th
For $150.
for $150. Are there any other outstanding deposits? No, right? Okay. So there aren't any other outstanding deposits, so we would bring this down $150. And now what are we going to do? Add or subtract?
Add.
We're going to add it, A, because it says add outstanding deposits, but cognitively, if the bank record doesn't show this $150, and we know we've put $150, like in other words, we went to the bank, we put the money there, but they haven't recorded it yet, we know that the bank is ultimately, when they record it, they're going to add $150 to our account. So we add the $150 and we get $1,678. And now the next piece is to deduct outstanding checks. So let me see who I haven't picked on. Michael, Ravalli. What are the outstanding checks? Are there any?
103 for $70.
Okay.
And 105 for 35.
105 for 35. Okay. And then what?
And then you total it, so 105.
Good. So we're going to total that and we get 105. Now we're going to add or subtract this. Right. We're going to subtract this. And logically, again, we're going to think about this logically, and it makes sense that we would subtract it. Why? Because the bank hasn't cashed this check yet, and they think we've got $105 in our account that, from our standpoint, we already deducted that from our records. So in order to get the records to reconcile, we've got to deduct that $105. So we get the balance down to $1,573. And, oh, lo and behold, now these two match. So you know you've done it right if these two match. If they equal each other, you're good. Okay. Now, the next piece is to record the service charge on check stub number 106. So this is our check stub. It looks like all the other check stubs we've been working with, correct? And what happens on our check stubs? We have our balance that we brought forward, and we know that our balance that we brought forward was the $1,575 because the problem told us it was. It told us that we had a balance on our check stub of $1,575. Now we have to record the service charge. So in this little section here, we would put service charge, and it's $2. And what are we going to do with that $2? Subtract it, right. Now we're going to have our updated balance, $1,573. So now all three of these things equal each other. And that's what we want. Okay? Now, we've updated our check stub. What's the missing piece here is we have to journalize this. Okay.
Title. That's weird. Oh, you called it non-account.
It's not, it's a journal. There's always an account title section in the journal.
Okay.
All right, and it told us that we're going to record this on page 14. And it said the date we're doing this is July 29th. That's what we've been working with, is July 29th. So we're going to record this on the 29th. And presumably because it's the 29th, somewhere up here it already says the month, so we don't have to record the month again. 29th. And our document source was going to be a memorandum 44. And now, what are we going to do? We're going to debit our miscellaneous expense, and we're going to credit our cash account because our cash account has now been reduced by that $2. So we're going to debit miscellaneous expense for $2, and we're going to credit cash for $2. Afterwards, we would then go post these two to those accounts in the ledger, okay? And then we would bring the post reference account number back here to the journal page. So this would be our cash account 110, and this would be our miscellaneous expense account 5 something or 6 something, 5 something, okay? And then that would be it. That's all there is to it. Any, yes, Sean, question?
So when you're doing the check stub 106, do you have to write in the top section like where it says like 2 and 4 and stuff like that? Like,
Right up here?
yeah.
Right now, no. So all we've done now is we've gotten this check stub ready to be used for the check that would theoretically be attached here. Okay, so there would theoretically be a check that would be attached here, and then when we used it, we would do that check, and then we would bring that dollar amount down to here, amount for this check. Okay, that's what we would end up doing. But we don't have a check right now that we've written. Okay, but good, very good question. That's a very good question, right? So this one's ready to use. Now, things to keep in mind here. If we had like, say, interest, let's say we had an interest-bearing account and the bank statement said that it was any interest, we would then have, typically speaking, there would be another section up here that would be, you know, like something like add bank interest or something, and you would add that, pardon me, you would subtract that out of here, but you would add it in here. Okay, you would end up adding it up here. Okay, I think I screwed this up. This is supposed to be a subtract sign. My bad. Watch out for me. That's a minus sign. This is an add sign, and this is a minus sign, right? If you guys wrote down what I said up here, this is a minus sign. Please make that a minus sign. Okay. All right. Any other questions on this one? We're all good? All right.